Namaste, friends. Have you wondered why did the Supreme Being become many? And what is the relationship between the soul and Supreme Soul? What if the greatest truth in the life cannot be seen through a microscopic view? And can everything that exists scientifically measured or prove everything, or there is something beyond? Welcome, my friends. My name is Mahendra. Today, we explore that science and spirituality address different dimensions of the same reality. As always, Binaji is with us. Binaji, a very warm welcome to you.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste, Binaji. So, Binaji, will continue our last discussion. So, we were discussing where the science and spirituality exist and where the God lies. So, is the God not proved by science yet? And can science prove everything? If they are can prove everything, then why they are not able to prove God? And do we accept only those things which can be seen today or measured by our own naked eyes, or there is something beyond that? And can everything what can be measured by science today, what are the deep realities beyond those material observations?
Yeah, human life is not built only on visual facts. It is also built on consciousness, values, love, duty, morality, and compassion, religion, righteousness, selfless service, sacrifice, and virtues belong to the inner world of human beings. If we judge all these only by scientific experiments, then they may appear meaningless. In that case, human beings may start living only according to instinct, just like animal. One day, Shvetketu asked his father, Udalak Aruni, if God exists everywhere, why can I not see him? The sage said, just salt dissolved in water, yet its presence remains in the same way. Science cannot decide the value of honesty, kindness, self restraint, charity, or service. Yet these qualities are the backbone of civilization. Biology explains natural instinct, but it does not establish the dignity of a mother, the purity of a sister, or the respect owed to a daughter. These moral boundaries arise from culture, consciousness, and spiritual understanding. Likewise, nature teaches survival and self interest. Every creature struggles for its own existence, but human greatness is seen in sacrifice, generosity, and service to others. Why do soldiers smile while facing death? Why did freedom fighters willingly sacrifice their lives for their nation? Why did saints endure suffering for truth? So, material science alone cannot fully explain such acts of courage and self transistence. Just as material science studies the outer world, spiritual science studies the inner world. Human beings requires not only external laws but also inner discipline. Pandit Sri Ram Sharma, Acharya, rapidly taught true worship means developing noble qualities within ourselves. Perhaps the greatest truth is this: not everything that exists can be seen and measured. Prahlad experienced God everywhere, even within a pillar. Bhagavad Gita says The soul is neither born nor does die. Rani Lakshmibai sacrificed her life for freedom and honor. Spiritual seekers claim that God is experienced through inner realization rather than external instruments. Both have their place in building a compassionate and civilized society.
You have brought the very good point, Binaji. Material science studies outer world, spiritual science studies the inner world, and today material science cannot explain the acts such as courage or self transformations. So, Binaji, we talked about the soul also. So, what is the relationship between the soul of an individual human being and the supreme soul? And why did one become many in this process of creation? And is the worship means as of today is just to please God or to transform us as a human from our heart, from our act?
Yeah, love itself is God, and devotion is the path that unites the individual soul with the Supreme Soul. The soul is a part of the Supreme Soul, just as countless drops emerged from a mighty ocean. In the same way, countless living beings have emerged from the divine. The Supreme Being desired, let me become many. From that sacred desire emerged nature, life, and this entire universe. The purpose of separation was reunion. The pain of separation would one day be rewarded by the joy of union. Therefore, the more human beings cultivate unity, cooperation, compassion, and love, the closer they move toward divine bliss. No power earth is greater than the power of living hearts united together. The affection between brothers, friends, teachers, and disciples, husband and wives, and sincere compassion creates joy that no material wealth can provide. The Upanishad declares, Raso Vaishaha, love itself is the supreme reality. The story of Aklavya reminds us that deep faith and dedication possess extraordinary power. His devotion to the clay image of Guru Dronacharya helped him attain unmatched excellence. True spiritual practice produced one clear result. A devotee began to see all beings within himself and himself within all beings. The sorrow of others become his sorrow. The happiness of others become his happiness. Pandit Sri Ram Sharma Acharya taught that real worship means awakening dignity within ourselves and spreading goodness throughout society. God lives within every breath. A rubber ball returned after staying a wall. A voice spoken into a wall returned as an echo. In the same way, love offered to God returned to the devotees as divine grace and inner transformation. The soul is not separate from the divine. It has merely forgotten its true nature. The journey toward God is ultimately the journey toward universal love because love itself is God.
That's right, Vinaji. So, a true spiritual practice produces a clear results when the God returns to the devotee a divine grace and inner transformation. Now, again, our question is, can this God be pleased with just a ritual practices or prayers? Or what is more important today in a spiritual life? Rituals only or character is also equally important?
Yeah, the sake taught that God is present within every particles of existence. True devotion to God is complete only when we see Him present everywhere, within ourselves, within others, and throughout creation. God is not far away. He is not hidden in some distant place. He lives within every moment of our lives. To please God does not mean to filter Him with words, it means to remove the ignorance, selfishness, and impurities that separate us from our own divine nature. If the remembrance of God practiced during worship continues throughout daily life, God realization being naturally, the soul is already a part of divine, but just as fire covered by ashes loses its brightness, the soul covered by ignorance forgets its true glory. Yet the divine light never disappears completely. The moment this covering are removed, the inner brilliance shines again. This is the purpose of worship. Just as washing clean a cloth and polishing brightness a vessel, special practice purifies the soul. A purified soul gradually acquires divine qualities. Character is the foundation of all spiritual success. A person may perform thousands of rituals, but honesty, kindness, and duty are absent. Spiritual progress remains incomplete. On the other hand, ordinary people who live truthful and virtuous lives often possess remarkable spiritual strength. History gives us many examples. Pandit Sri Ram Sharma Acharya taught that if a person has some faults, we should not abandon the person, rather, we should make an effort to help them overcome those faults. Just as a physician removes disease through painful treatment, divine justice removes suffering by helping human beings overcome ignorance and wrongdoing. Gandhari, Sita, Savitri, Damayanti, Arundhati, and Ansuya attained extraordinary spiritual power through purity, fidelity, truthness, and self-discipline. Truth, non-violence, self-restraint, non-stealing, and freedom from greed remain the pillar of spiritual life. God has established law throughout the universe. God conduct is like health. Worship is like beauty. Beauty without health cannot survive. Similarly, worship without moral characters remains incomplete. Totally.
Thank you, Binaji. You have given the very simple thought for us, a easy remembrance, a purified soul gradually acquire the divine qualities, and the journey towards the God is ultimately the journey towards the universal love. As always, Vinaji, it is time to learn any new technique for our good health. Please tell us.
Today we learned Surya Mudra. Mudra, yoga, and meditation are not just spiritual habits, they are technologies for soul alignment. Surya Mudra, also known as the Mudra of Fire or Agni Vardak Mudra, increase the fire elements, Agni Tattva, within the body and reduce the earth element, Prithvi Tattva. It stimulates energy, vitality, digestion, and inner warmth. So sit comfortably in Padmasanas, Siddhasana, Sukhasana, Vajrasana, or on a chair with spine straight. Relax the entire body and gently close your eyes and breathe naturally. Bend the ring fingers so that its tip touches the base of the thumb. Gently press the ring finger with the thumb. Keep the other three fingers straight and relaxed. Press the hand on the knees with the palm facing upward. Do 15 to 30 minutes daily. Benefits of this mudra: improves digestion, supports weight management, increase body warmth, enhance energy level, supports thyroid function, improves circulations. But have some precautions. People suffering from fever, acidity, ulcer, or excessive body heat should practice consciously and consult a qualified healthcare professional if needed. You can do affirmation. May the divine light within me grow stronger. So the sun represents knowledge, discipline, vitality, and selfless service. Practicing Surya Mudra reminds the seeker to awaken the inner sun of wisdom and burn away ignorance, negativity, and laziness also.
Thank you, Veena ji, for giving us a very useful knowledge towards the divinity today.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste, Veena ji. So, friends, what is more important, ritual or character? Do comment, and we'll talk about the same topic in the next video also. Do subscribe, like, comment, and share it with your loved ones. Share this video if compassions matter to you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section. And for more information, you can also watch our previous videos on the Ojas Soul YouTube channel and can also visit AWG website. Until next time, stay true, stay aware, stay humble. Goodbye and namaste.